Welcome to the Pool Nation podcast, where it's all pool talk. And we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. We talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. Now let's welcome your host, with over a decade of industry insider experience and still the reigning champion of Marco Polo, Edgar De Jesus, and his co-host, John JJ Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and Zach the Pool Boy Nicholas.
Welcome, everyone, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. I am your host, Edgar De Jesus, and yes, I am the reigning champion of Marco Polo, along with John JJ Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and the famous Zach, the Pool Boy Nicholas. Today, we are talking about the Pool Nation Business Matrix, the business group. But before I do that, I want to welcome everyone to our live podcast, a podcast where it's all pool talk, and we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. And yes, we will talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. But before we get started today, I want to thank our visionary partners for this podcast, the Ultimate Pool Tools, the SPPA, Blu-ray Excel, Aquastar Pool Products, Natural Chemistry, Raypack, Heritage Pool Supply, and Hayward Pool Products. We want to thank them for their continued support. Mr. Zacharias, you're looking all over the place. Good morning.
I'm looking at you right now, so.
Straight up, John, is he looking at me?
I don't know. One eye.
Good morning, Zach. How you doing?
We're doing good here. Crazy kind of realization that we are 1 week of work left, and then we go on break for a week here, and then we have 2 days, and it's the first of the year already. I mean, it's just crazy to think how fast this year flew by. So everyone except me here has been just rallying and getting things done and trying to wrap up projects before the end of the year. It's kind of like go time right now. So that's really cool. And then we just had our Christmas party. I don't know if you guys saw that I think I tagged you on there, which that was awesome. It was just such a different vibe. This year we did it at the shop, and Aubrey McKenna put it all together, and Leslie, and I kind of was jokingly calling them our party planning committee, but normally we go like to a restaurant or something, but it was a whole different vibe doing it here this year. It's kind of like when you talk about the awards, there's just something about it that is special. And so that was really cool.
Over here,
for
Zach.
us.
Over here. Zach, over here, brother.
He totally looked like he's looking away. Huh?
I'm going to go get a different screen tonight. 14-inch.
He's going to start doing them on his phone, John, so
Yeah.
he just looks at the camera right there.
Over here, Zach. Over
Staring
here.
too much.
Look at the there he is again. What are you looking at, bro? God, this is awesome.
For everybody that's listening, Zach bought a new screen, and it's a big screen. So he set up his camera and all that, and he looks like he's looking everywhere but at the podcast when we're talking to him. So he's looking at us on the camera, but he's like looking 5 feet up in the air.
It's just webcam. It's got to be.
Look, well, no, I mean, we have to say you are a good sport, though, Zach, for sure. Because I think for the last 4 years we've been busting your chops about your camera quality, right?
Yes.
And after 4+ years, we finally got him to break down, and Zach buys the best of the best laptop you can buy, right? An Alienware gaming laptop, and spends buku cash on it, right, to get it. And now, as you folks can see, those that are watching it live, you can see his video quality is next to the best, if not the best. It looks amazing. But he caught the bug, and he went and said, hey, look, I want to get the biggest, baddest monitor in the world. And he literally bought like a 50-inch computer monitor.
55.
Like, who does that?
Right.
Oh, come
Right?
on. Like, I think everyone should know. I know nothing about technology.
Over here,
but the
Zach.
two
Over here,
people-
Zach.
Zach, over here. There you go. There you go. No, right there,
There
right
you
there, right there.
Come on, Ray.
Right there.
The two people talking. I just got a list that said go buy these things.
Oh, this is so freaking awesome.
This is awesome. So now he goes overboard. He buys this abnormally large monitor, right? And you know, we have our screen, you know, with our video feed and the chat, right? And then we have our notes and we have what we have. And then Zach obviously has his webcam or the camera that's pointing one way, but because the screen is so large, he's literally looking like Ray Charles when he's talking to you. You know what I mean? He's going back and forth like this. So he's upgraded. He's gone from the Night Stalker right now to Mr. Ray Charles.
Yeah.
And so look, poor guy, look at his eyes moving back and forth.
He didn't even know where he's looking.
Know where to put them now.
Zach, you know what you need to do is you need to get sunglasses on so it looks like you're looking.
100%.
It is so funny,
Oh,
Zach.
this is going to be a fun podcast. This is awesome.
Oh man, look at that. Rob Stewart is saying now in IMAX.
Yes, 100%.
Yes, that's what it feels like.
So, hey, Jeanette, good morning. Big shout out to you out there. Corey Wax, big shout out to you. Look at now he's taking pictures.
Yeah.
Maria from Ensenada Pools, good morning. Rob Stewart, good morning. Good morning, all you guys out there. I'm glad that you could join us today. Mr. Flawless, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, it's going.
It's going?
You know, it's going.
How is, I called you on Monday and you had 6 pumps, the 2 heaters, the acid wash, the automation, the blah, blah, blah. You gave me like this laundry list.
Yeah.
How far are you on your list?
Bro, I barely even made a dent in it, dude. Look, you should see our whiteboard, right? So we have and I did this on purpose. I think I talked about this before on one of our podcasts, but I have a big rolling like 6-foot whiteboard that's on wheels and that flips on one side to the other side. And one side is, family, personal goals, stuff for all the kids and things to do. And you know what I mean? That we hold each other accountable to. And then on the other side is business. And, we talk about whatever goals that we set for ourselves and then the laundry list of shit that I have to get done. Right. You know what I mean? That only I can do. That list is very long and we are from top all the way down to bottom. And it's funny because it's obviously it's stressful, right? Knowing that you have all that to do. But mama knows that she knows when I'm in the mood. That kind of sounds wrong, right? I'm always in the mood for mama. Look, but when I'm in a mood, and she'll like strike out a couple things off the list. She'll snap a picture and she'll send it to me and say, "Hey, look, progress." But anyways, what I'm getting at is that list is so long. I don't think I'm going to be able to be done by Christmas, and it got me just a little bit freaked out. But it's a good problem to have. And what we like to do is always what is the word for it? I lost it again. But under promise and over deliver. So I haven't really set dates and say, oh, it all has to get done by this Friday or whatever. This is supposed to be done by the end of the year, which we will have done. But I was hoping to have it done before Christmas, so I wouldn't have to work Christmas week. So I am going to be working while you're enjoying your well-due vacation there, Zach, during Christmas. I am going to be doing whatever the hell I'm doing. And it's cold right now. We were 38 degrees, I think it was last night, at night.
That's really cold for you guys.
Dude, 38 degrees. It is unbelievable. I had to put my hand in a skimmer yesterday for the first time in many, many moons, many years, my hand was so cold that it was completely numb, tingling, and I had to literally put it on the heater for like 10 minutes. I felt like either I was getting really old or really out of it, but the water was in the 30s. It felt like, you know, I mean, I don't know what the hell was going on, but
And there's
was
nothing worse than that.
yeah, it was
really
really cold, and we never get that cold. Our water gets down to maybe 59 degrees, 63 degrees usually during the winter time, but it had to have been in the 40s. But anyways, but it's a good problem to have. I'm not complaining. I love it. You know, it keeps me young and keeps me going, and you know, we're making money, so life is good. I'm ready to rock and roll.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, Terry is saying just be glad it wasn't raining on top of all that.
Wow, Terry. Well, true, but we only get, I think, 0.03 inches of rain a year. So we don't get any rain here. We are the complete opposite of you, my friend, up there in Seattle. We have 0 rain, and I kind of like it.
Yeah. We had a couple days that was cold, but it's going to be raining today and tomorrow. But luckily, it warmed up because it was kind of freezing. But anyways, excited to be on. It's been a little bit of a crazy week, I could say, but we are on track and ready to rock and roll, right, Zach?
Yes.
Wow, this is going to go off.
I'm going to have a hard time with this podcast today, and Zach.
I don't know what to do.
It felt like he was out in La La Land, and I know that you're looking at us right on the screen right now. I know you're staring at the screen right now, but it looks like you're like in La La Land, just kind of out in the space.
I am fully alert and aware for everyone out there.
Yeah, you made me you remind with that look. You reminded me of a crazy story that I'm not sure I can share on the podcast. I'll have to think about it and tell you guys offline, and then tell me if I can share it.
Right. Or if we do it online and then we edit it out for the. Well, no, it'd still be on the website.
Would be on there. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. Here, I'll tell you what it was. And it was just the look that Zach had, because he's just sitting there like this, right? So for everybody that's listening, obviously,
I think I know what you're talking about.
Right?
Talking
Remember
about
that?
a flip? Remember about every day for the month of November?
No.
Oh,
no,
okay.
no.
So never mind.
No.
All right, never mind. That's different.
So
I'm gonna have to show you that one.
So for what ended up happening, it was the look that reminded me, John, because he's sitting there and he's sitting like this. Like, and it seems like he's like in La La Land, that he's there, but it seems like he's thinking about something else, right? And when you do that, sometimes, even though you're looking, you're kind of daydreaming, so you don't see anything, right? Like you're gone. So as teenagers, we were probably like 18 years old. We went to strip club, and we took a buddy of ours, and
sounds like an offline story.
It sounds like an offline story. So should I just stop the story there?
No,
it wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible. So we didn't do anything crazy. So anyway, so we go, and 18-year-olds, and he's sitting like right in front of the stage, and this was in Puerto Rico. So, the stage was a really crappy stage. It was just like plywood kind of thing. And he's sitting in the chair, right? And right in front of the stage right there. And then there's this, what they had was like nylon rope that went up into a little hook and then down. So it made like a little triangle right there. But like literally it was that yellow nylon rope, right? And we're sitting there, and we had a table towards the back. He went over and he sat in front of the stage. Look, John went offline. He's like, I don't want to be part of this. So he sits there, and all of a sudden, like, I don't know, like after 20 minutes, he just puts his foot on the stage, and he's like that. And he's just like, he just went into La La Land, right? Like he wasn't paying attention to anything that was going on. It was all La La Land. And then the stripper came over towards him, and he's still in La La Land. He's completely oblivious to everything that's going on. And everybody there starts screaming. And of course, we're there, and we start screaming at him, because what it looked like is it looked like he was like embarrassed. Kevin Embry is going like, I'm out. And all of a sudden he's looking out to the distance. She comes over, she starts screaming. She starts dancing in front of him. The whole place starts screaming. He's still in La La Land. All of a sudden realizes that she's there. So then of course he's trying to, man up, and he's like, oh, and he comes, and she comes over, and she sits on his head, right? And so the whole place goes wild. Everybody screams. Everybody blah blah blah. Ain't nothing inappropriate other than that happened, right? Just like that big embarrassing moment that he was in La La Land. She caught him, and the whole place erupted and was screaming, and all that kind of stuff. And there was just a whole big crowd. About 3 or 4 days later, Zach over here. About 3 or 4 days later, he shows up with his head shaved over at school.
Oh, wow.
He got crabs.
Wow, dude. That's bad, bro. Okay, Kevin, we're gonna take that out of the. Right.
He had to shave his head.
That's
but
crazy.
But what reminded me is it's not a very inappropriate story at all. But what reminded me is like Zach's look right now, like just like out in La La Land daydreaming. So
our little old Ray Charles. I had a different one, but I'll save us from it. Well,
Terry is saying, "Well, I can't unsee that now."
Right.
It was, but it's one of those things that happens to you in your life, and you never forget about it. So
yeah.
But anyways, so big shout out to welcome back to the Malaysian Live Podcast. So anyways, we are back. So guys, as usual, how long we've already been 15 minutes into this thing. I don't think we have any housekeeping notes, right? So we can kind of jump into anything.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, well, I mean, we do. We got the Western show coming up, right?
But yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So we have, we will be out at the Western Pool and Spa Show this year. Well, I don't think I want to. Should we reveal? No, we got to wait like another week to announce our calendar for 2025.
Dude, we got a lot going on.
I know, that's why, and we
have some amazing partners too, right? And we need to start talking about and stuff like that. I'm so giddy for 2025, man. This is going to be
some of the promos that are coming out that we can't talk about with the partnerships. It's driving me crazy. It's driving me crazy.
It's if anybody thought 2024 was a great year, 2025 is going to be off the chain for sure. We have a lot in store. Things are finally, I mean, they're coming together, and the stuff we've been working on for many, many years is, we're finally going to be able to make happen. We are going to hit East Coast next. Well, we'll talk about it. All right, look, here we go again. This is what we always do.
You're starting to spill the tea.
This is what we always do, right? You know what I mean? We have a topic that we need to talk about, right? You know what I mean? And then here we go off on a tangent, right?
Oh.
And it's your fault. Edgar.
But John, what about the other one that we were lining up that we were talking to the other day?
Oh, dude,
if that one comes through,
I know. It will. I think
it will. I know it will for sure.
Will.
It will for sure. But
yeah,
dude,
no, this is some really good stuff. And talk about value that we're going to be able to, and just the quality of content and stuff that we're going to be able to provide, and the people that we have involved, and just some of the services that we're going to get people in touch with, so that they're going to. I can't really say much more, but yeah. So let's knock this one out, right? Let's see if we can get through this. You think we can?
Todd is over here saying that 2024 was expensive.
Yes, we'll get ready for 2025, brother.
I'm gonna tell you two things, buddy. I'm gonna call you out here on the podcast. I'm gonna call you out on the podcast. Ready? I go prepare for 2025 because we have some things that we have not talked to you about. We talked about it on the Instagram Live, our boy Todd, that we're gonna be doing. That will end up being probably just as big as the Pool Nation Awards. Mm-hmm. Give us a couple of years with the event that we want to do, right? That's number one. Number two, it was so expensive because you keep doing this damn game of where you keep chipping away and giving away 5 shots every day, and you're giving all your filters away. Don't blame that on me. He's blaming that on me. You know what, John? He probably has it on the Pool Nation P&L line, the Edgar P&L line. He's probably putting those filters there going, it's Instagram, so therefore it's Edgar. So you know what?
I gotta say, filters are more expensive than boxes. So John was just doing boxes.
Yep. Yeah, John was only doing boxes.
Right. I know. I was getting my chops busted, right, for giving away some valves.
I love it. So prepare, Todd. The email's coming today, buddy.
Yeah.
Right. So Anyways, a big shout out to everybody out there. So anyways, we want to talk today about the Pool Nation Business Matrix. And I've gotten a lot of slack for John and Zach for the name of the Pool Nation Business Matrix.
Neil.
But really what it is now he's kind of, have you seen how many times he's gone offline today? Zach keeps going offline today. He's got this new setup and he's just all over the place, John.
Yeah, he's struggling. Our boy's struggling right
He's
now.
struggling today.
Yeah.
Is it you're getting used to your new setup, Zach? Is that it?
Yep.
Now we can't hear him.
Yep. We can't even figure out his microphone now.
I'll try to get my eyes under control.
Oh, bro. He's
You know what?
probably
Just
throwing
give up.
Visine in his eyes are all dry. He's looking around. It's all
You know what you're
painful.
going to need to do is just when you get a chance, go get some sunglasses and put them on so
Yeah,
that way
that'd
people
be
can't see
perfect,
your
bro.
eye.
All right. All right.
That'd be cool, dude.
Because
You have to-
next thing
or-
you know, you're going to start going.
No, you know what we need to do is, on the for a while, like a year ago, or whatever, when they had like a meme and then they threw like those
The glasses.
the glasses on
Yeah.
the face, right? So we have to like AI or whatever edit in those sunglasses, put it on his face for the
And
video
then
when we
there,
upload
right?
it up. It'll be perfect.
That's awesome.
And
So, anyways, so we want to talk about the Pool Nation Business Matrix, the business group that we are going to be starting now in January. Actually, we start January 18th. We want to talk about that just a little bit. And this was really kind of born from all of a sudden my chat does not show me the messages until I click on it. So that could be dangerous.
it can be dangerous.
That could be dangerous. I'm gonna have to be careful here.
Yeah, what you're gonna put on the
what I accidentally put on screen because I can't see
Yeah.
it beforehand.
Yeah, I think Mama won't. She won't.
No, yeah, that's why I kind of like Todd's and
But be careful with
and
Todd,
Kevin
though.
was
I
on
don't
there.
know.
Kevin and Todd, I just kind of clicked on them, but I got to be careful.
Yeah.
Anyway, so and we'll talk about it. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw it to you, John.
Okay.
So let's talk about this really quick because I wanted to talk about kind of where it was born and how we got there. There's your sunglasses, John.
Perfect.
Where kind of where it came from. So let's talk really quick about the idea behind the Pool Nation Business Metric and kind of what inspired us to take that there. And so instead of me talking about it, why don't you?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to try to, if possible, I'm going to try to make this as short and sweet.
I like
right?
that if possible.
If possible, right? Look, I'm a realist here. I'm aware of my deficiencies. Okay. I'm not running from them. I'm trying to be better. Okay. I know that I can sometimes go off on a tangent and then just keep talking and talking and talking. I'm just going to try to keep this short and sweet. And if I miss anything by doing this, boys, please jump in and fill in the blanks if you can, please. So the business matrix, or whatever we're going to call it, right?
You guys are creeps.
Right. So like, here's a quick little story and most of you on here have heard parts of the story or most of it. It's no secret. We started Pool Nation. We're going on 5 years now. It's been over 4, so we're going on 5 years now with a vision to help better the industry, period. And we all had our separate motivations at the beginning because we had our different circumstances that we were in. But at the end of the day, we had one common goal, and that was finding a way to educate and better our industry. And for me personally, when I got into the pool business, I found it to be an interesting place, right? And it was very hard to obtain any type of education when it came down to technical chemistry, to a bunch of different things. There's just a lot of different information out there and a lot of misinformation. But the one thing that we lacked severely, I believed, was the understanding of business, right? And how to run and understanding financials. And it didn't matter if you were the greatest pool tech in the world and you can, put in 10 pumps in a day and we'll do whatever, wire 15 automations or whatever it is, whatever, or the fastest netter in the West. If you didn't understand how to run a business or create some profit and make money, then you're going to fail eventually, right? Because unless you're running a charity, funds would run out, you wouldn't be making enough money, and you would go off and do something else. So what I started doing in my early years before the podcast was I had a group of friends that I would talk to and pool pros that I would see locally, and I would have conversations with them. I'd have lunch with them. We chat on the phone all day, and we talk about anything from chemistry to technical know-hows to business and P&Ls and what how we go about charging and stuff like that, and and just creating friendships and understanding on helping people out so that they valued themselves and the work that they did. Because we had a stereotype, or we may still have one, and we're breaking through it, I think, is that a pool guy is the guy in a wife beater and flip flops, right? And he just goes out there and he nets a pool and he cleans the pool and he's there for 3 minutes and then that's it. And our jobs are much more important than that. And when you do your job correctly, we are responsible for lives in the backyard. We're responsible for memories. We're responsible for probably the biggest investment a client has in their home. And we can't take that lightly, as professionals. And unless we have unless we're aware of those responsibilities and we educate ourselves and we understand, how important our job is, it's really hard to be able to add any value, right? Or to thrive. So long story short, when we started Pool Nation, we all came together with this same idea or understanding that, hey, how do we find a way to better the industry so that, all of us can, thrive. All of us can be better and more successful and more profitable. Because if we can get everybody to, be better at what they do, then we become a part of an industry that is built on something that will last for generations to come. And we'll be able to, make more money. So we created something at the very beginning when we did Pool Nation, and it was a peer-to-peer group. And this peer-to-peer group was kind of what we were already doing on the side by ourselves, but we did it with some of our followers, where we would sit down and we would do one-on-ones with them and help them with their financials and setting goals and bettering them as a business. And it was successful for a number of months until it got to the point where it just wasn't sustainable for us. As Pool Nation started to grow, as the podcast grew, as the trainings and events and stuff that we put on, plus our personal life, I think we were a little too ambitious at the beginning. And though we were trying to do something like this, or we would be able to sit down and not only run our own businesses, but help others run their businesses and then follow up with them and then do everything that we were doing, we weren't able to provide enough time or enough to be able to give enough for it to be worth it for anybody. And we're not ashamed to say, hey, look, this is what we tried to do. I think what we wanted to do was real important. And but we just couldn't do it. It was just not enough time in the week, in the day, for us to be able to accomplish our goals successfully. So we killed the project. And we said, hey, look, we had a conversation in a meeting and said, look, this isn't just because us three aren't able to do this because we can't dedicate enough time and effort into this, because it's just not possible. Doesn't mean that it's not important and not something that we need to do. So over the years, we started to build up and to create something so that we can bring this back to the industry. But this time, we've been blessed, over the years with all our strategic partners and our visionary partners and our sponsorships and the people that we've got to meet over the years when it comes down to other business owners, manufacturers, vendors, distributors, whatever it may be. we've built up quite the Rolodex of quality, smart-minded businessmen, women, and professionals in their relative fields, to where now we're able to provide the business matrix or whatever it may be, but we're doing it smart this time and saying, hey, look, we also know, us three, even though we feel we have a pretty good knowledge, from our prior backgrounds and also from being in the pool industry, that we're limited. And there's a lot that we don't know as well. And in order to provide the best possible program for each and every one of our listeners or the people that participate, we need to team up with some of the best in the country, right? And arguably in the world. So we created the business matrix, and it's limited for about 14. It's limited for some for a small amount of people. We have about 14 right now, and I think we're only looking to add maybe a few more before our January start date, because we want to keep it small initially until we're able to expand. But we're going to be bringing some of the best in the industry, and I know I'm kind of getting into some of the other questions, but from this point on, we're launching it in January, and we're excited that we're able to offer this to everybody. Did I miss anything, boys?
No.
And I think, one of the biggest things that we've seen, along the way and through the journey is, a lot of times when we go get education, it's kind of lecture based, right? We kind of go in, it's lecture. You kind of can't put a lot of that thing into play without going more in depth or having help. And I think it was really important for us to figure out an education that is different, an education that you can take these courses, you're going to have homework, you're going to have things that you're going to put into play, you're going to have accountability in order to make sure that these things that you're learning, that you're putting them into play. Because at the end of the day, you could go take as many lectures as you want, you can go take as many business courses if you want, but unless you start to put those things into play into your business, it's really not going to have an impact. So with that said, a couple of things, and I know I keep saying it, it drives Zach crazy, but you are going to have homework. Zach doesn't like to call it homework, but it is work that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to, during the time that we have these meetings, do some work, get it done. We completely understand that there's going to be times of the year where it's completely busy, right? It's the summer season, it's all that, but there is going to be some work and some accountability that needs to be done. That's why we're making them so that they're quarterly, so that as we get into the summertime, you have enough time to be able to work on the things that you do, so that when we do meet, you're prepared and you're ready. So Zach, I'm going to throw the next one to you. So I want to talk about the accountability piece that we're putting into place, because I think that's probably one of the biggest key factors of what we want to do.
Yeah, and I think when we did the first shot at it in the beginning, I think that's what we really realized, is that there was nothing like truly holding people accountable to actually doing the things that are discussed and laid out to improve their businesses. And so when we were looking at this, it was like there really needs to be a way to facilitate the program where we can have these accountability tools in place, where we can put out the content and distribute it to everyone and track the progress. And so we decided to use Poolman University Employer Module, which is, I think, is super exciting for us, and it supports it perfectly. So we'll be using that to run and manage the group. And there's going to be exclusive video content to the group members that's really on par with whatever topic we're discussing per each quarter. So they'll be needing to watch that, learn from that. There'll be quizzes to ensure that they're retaining the information that they're being provided. And then we'll be utilizing the Peak Planner. And for those of you that don't know what that is, it's a goal setting and tracking tool. So as you're going through, you'll be able to utilize these tools to stay on course and make sure that you're actually making progress. And then we'll have a chat. And I think that's a big thing, being able to communicate with your peers, being able to engage with everyone. So, and I imagine as time goes on, there'll be more ideas. I mean, there's already more ideas that we'll be implementing to create more of these accountability tools. And like Edgar said, homework, it's working on your business. And that's what it's not so much like these random case studies and you're figuring out this stuff. It's your business. The time that you are committing and the work that you are doing is going into improving your business. And for me, I think that's going to be super important. And I hope that everyone that does join the group takes that seriously and puts in that time. And then the biggest part of accountability is you. It's the person doing it. So it's just finding that time, finding that motivation to actually sit down, even if it's late at night, early in the morning, on the weekends, but just sitting down and putting in that time.
Look, I mean, I just want to jump in real quick on what Zach was saying and kind of talk a little bit more about what he was saying about working on your business, right? So everything that you guys are going to be learning, it's something that is tangible that you can take with you and literally apply it the next day or that day, right? You're not going to we're going to have some business classes. Yeah, we're going to talk about, the human psyche at moments. We're going to talk about some things that you might not be currently going through. But the majority of it, I would say 95% of it, it's not going to be like you're in calculus class and you're learning how to do calculus, right? And then the next day, are you really applying it and using it in your life? Or even in your career 10 years down the road, if you're not an engineer, right? Or if you're a blue collar worker like we are, you're probably not applying those skills that you learned or whatever you learned in those classes, where what we're teaching you is something that you can literally go and you can start making an impactful change in your business to where you're going to start to see results. Right. And I think that's the real important part of this is there is value that is going to be added, and that's going to make you a better businessman or woman for sure.
Because that was what John's talking about is like, that was one of the key things that we all talked about when we sat down and we were going to redo this. It's like, if we're going to do something, it has to be something that, people are going to be able to implement tomorrow into their business. Right. And that was one of the key factors. So I want to talk about some of the things a little bit more in detail with regards to, the resources that people are going to be able to have within this group. And again, we're almost full for the first group. We're only going to take probably about another 4 people because like we do everything but we talk about it all the time. The first thing that we do always, whether it's the first boot camp or it's the first, whatever we do, we always go a little bit small so that we could tweak it. We could get feedback. We can improve it as we roll into the next one. So I want to talk a little bit about, some of the things and some of the resources and kind of talk a little bit about them in detail. So
yeah, no, look, and let me jump in because I think I already touched on this when I was talking about it at first, and I'll go a little bit more into detail. And to go off the fact that what our issue was we were trying to accomplish this all on our own, right? And we only had the tools that were available to us and the resources that were available to us. Now we're in a position to where we're able to give back, and we're able to find some of the best in the industry. So we have access to mentors, people like Josh Sandler. We have Doreen, Leanne, you have us, and we have multiple others that we are currently working on. And I think we were hinting
we can't talk about.
We can't talk about, right?
That one's going to be big.
That are going to be there because you guys hear enough of us, right? And of course, we're going to be definitely a part of it, right? And we're going to be talking, but we are not the ones that are the main part of the show here, right? We are getting you in touch with the right people who are the experts in that current field or whatever they're talking about, so that they can teach you effectively, so that you're able to learn and be able to take it back and start utilizing the new skills. On top of that, we're going to have a private chat where everybody who's in the matrix. It's still weird, dude. We have to name it something else. So if anybody,
that was
like,
your fault.
You know what?
That was your fault. Don't blame me.
It is my
your
fault.
Guys'
You know
fault.
what?
Not yours. Both of
you
your
know what?
fault.
I'm gonna embrace it. The
there
Matrix.
you go. Embrace
Right,
it, baby.
I'm
Embrace
running
it.
with it, dude. Look, I'm not gonna say a bad thing about it anymore. Look, the Matrix. Once you're in the Matrix, folks, right? There's going to be a private chat that is only going to be with the people that are in the group, us, of course, and then the people that are helping us teach it. so that you have, so it's not like the education stops there or you have to wait 3 months, for the next quarter, in order to ask questions or to bounce ideas off of other people in the program, where you're going to have that private chat to where we're going to be in contact every day if you have questions or concerns, or if you want to see how progression is going with a friend of yours that might be in it as well. You're able to do that, and I think that's going to be critical in continuing to growing and not having to wait until the next meeting or the next course. Because that was one of the things that we brought up. And I was like, if we're going to do this quarterly, there's a lot that happens in between that. So we need to create a conduit of communication where if anybody has any concerns or they need to get a refresher on something that we talked about or need a little bit of clarification, that we're going to have that resource available to where you're able to jump on and get in contact with us directly, so that we can help guide you through that, so that you're prepared. And you can get your homework done, right? And you can get the goals that you're going to set. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later, accomplished. Another cool thing, and this is my baby. I love it. I love perks, right? And I was, pool guys and gals out there, we bust our butts. And I don't know why I'm so, it's not because, I'm never anybody that asks for free stuff. You know what I mean? But I like, especially when single polars, because that's the majority of our audience. We have people with 1, 2, 3 trucks, anywhere from 30 to, 500 pools. That's kind of our sweet spot. We do have companies that have more than that, but our primary audience is the single polars, and we've said it from the very beginning, and we continue with that focus. Too many of the perks that happen in this industry are given to the big guys, yes, right? To the ones that have 2,000 pools, 2,500 pools, that build 500 cookie cutter pools a year, whatever it may be, or that do 15 beautiful custom pools every 5 years or whatever. Those are the ones that usually get these huge perks and rebates and kickbacks from these manufacturers, where us little guys are the ones that end up paying full boat on everything and don't necessarily get as much of the kickback until we get up into the bigger levels. So we're in a position now where we have some of the most amazing partners and sponsors, and each and every one of them have the same frame of mind and idea and understanding that, hey, look, the majority of our business, a lot of the aftermarket sales and the economy, the pool economy, it comes from the single polars. And we want to be able to leverage those partnerships and give back. So one of the perks for being a part of the Business Matrix is you guys are going to be getting some pretty sweet exclusive deals. Now, we already try and give away as many boxes as we can, or filters as we can, and ozones and pumps and cleaners, automations, whatever it may be. But we specifically created this program, and I'll just kind of give you an idea. We have one of our partners who's going to be offering up to $15,000 worth of rebates to each company that signs up. And these are cold, hard dollars that you're able to put back, right, into your pocket. And this is straight profit, right? Where you're able to take advantage of that if you're a part of this program. And that's just talking about one. There's going to be some others, and with some new partners that we have
that we can't talk about
yet, but the deal, right? But the deals and the program that one of our friends are going to be offering to our folks is unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
Talk about white glove treatment, right?
Oh man, like nothing seen in the industry.
Yeah. So, and there's going to be so much more too that we're going to be offering. That's just a little bit because we're short on time, but be a part of the program, sign up for it. And you guys, it's going to pay for itself tenfold in the knowledge that you're going to receive. But if you're looking for dollars and cents, you're also going to be able to take advantage of these programs, which will more than pay for what the program costs if you take full advantage of them.
Yep. So, there's a couple other things, and Zach, I know that you're going to be talking about them. So, I'm not going to mention that. Obviously, we want to talk about the peak planner and stuff like that. And I know we'll kind of go into detail, but I'm going to throw it back over to you, Zach, and let's talk about the topics that we're going to be covering this year.
Yeah, so this year is already laid out, and it's been laid out with a specific intention. So Q1, we're going to be doing in January, we're going to be doing goal setting. And then we're going to roll into March and we're going to talk about learning financials and financial KPIs. And that is actually going to be in preparation for the June class, which is Mastering Financials. And this is a class where they really going to get to be hands-on, using their numbers, entering them in, kind of seeing what's going on with their businesses. And then in September, we're going to jump into understanding the employee life cycle. And I know a lot of people are getting to that point where they're looking at making their first hire or improving that. And then in October, we're going to be at the Pool Nation conference at the PSP Expo, and we're going to have some exclusive business courses for our Business Matrix members. And we'll be diving more into these things as we go on today.
Yeah, absolutely. So excited about some of these things. Obviously, when we talk about the setting goals, we'll probably get a little bit into detail into what we're doing with that. And I want to talk about the next two that go after that, because everything kind of ties into everything. Let's do this. Let's take a quick word from our sponsors. And when we come back, I want to continue. We'll be right back.
The Hyper Pole from Ultimate Pool Tools is a pool care pole designed by pool professionals for pool professionals, featuring precision crafted carbon fiber and stainless steel construction. Go to ultimatepooltools.com or Instagram at Ultimate Pool Tools. Pool pros have specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. Now available, Pool Invoice. Pool Invoice is a pool billing software created specifically for the pool service and repair industry. It's developed for our industry and only our industry. Pool Invoice is built with recurring billing in mind. You can print, email, text invoices, or even send via WhatsApp. You can add recurring or yearly charges, accept credits, and set up autopay. You can even see when customers have seen the invoice. It even has a customer portal where they can log in and see, print, and pay invoices. It has all your customers' information on one page, so you don't need to search through hundreds of invoices looking for the one you need. Just go to the customer profile and it's all at your fingertips. Created specifically for the pool industry, Pool Invoice. Now available at poolinvoice.com. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Aquastar's new pipeline cartridge filters, available in 2 sizes, deliver top-notch hydraulic efficiency along with best-in-class filtration performance, approaching that of DE filters. Uniquely designed, open pleat spacing means 100% of the media square footage is usable. And these claims are backed by NSF test results. Designed with the pro's time and comfort in mind, the patented double locking system improves safety and ease of access, making filter cleaners faster than ever before. Available now. Ask your supplier for pipeline filters today.
Natural Chemistry, a leader in specialty water care solutions for over 30 years, is proud to provide products that make pool service easier than ever before. Its unique enzyme formulations in Pro Series Pro Blend improve efficiency of your pool program while reducing frequency of filter cleaning and scum lines. Natural Chemistry is also well known for its wide variety of phosphate removal solutions that include a non-clouding formula in Phos-Free and extremely high range removal with Pro Series Phos Remove or Phos-Free Max. Save time, save money, save work with Pro Series products. Stop sacrificing durability or efficiency with the help of Raypak's new Avia HD models that utilize NITEC, their exclusive industry-first technology. NITEC heat exchanger technology is Raypak's latest solution to superior strength and maximum efficiency when it comes to residential pool heating. With 900% more nickel compared to copper nickel in critical surfaces, NITEC creates an ideal surface to protect against scale formation and erosion without compromising on Avia's 84% thermal efficiency. Learn more at raypak.com/NITEC. The next evolution in lighting is here. Universal Color Logic 2.0 from Hayward. The latest in pool and spa lighting was designed with you in mind, making installation a breeze. Upgrades include a detachable cord and first-of-a-kind adjustable lower catch to overcome variations in plaster thickness. As always, Universal Color Logic lights retrofit into virtually any in-ground pool or spa while delivering industry-leading, vibrant color. Visit Hayward.com to discover more.
Welcome back to the Pool Nation Live podcast. We are live. We're talking to Mr. Zacharias. Look at that. Zacharias. Holy cow. Now you just seem creepy.
Attaboy.
That just seems creepy.
I have a complex now.
Yes. Poor Zach.
So poor Zach. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. We are talking about the Pool Nation Business Matrix, but I do want to talk about something here really quick, which I forgot to mention. And that is that Zach, on our next topic, we have to answer this question here that was sent to us. And this was from Matthew Selva. And he says, subject DIY pool maintenance versus pool pro service. Dear Edgar, I'm a loyal listener from the podcast across the pond, Switzerland, precisely. I've been for 12 years in the pool industry, working for a well-known equipment manufacturer.
Switzerland?
Isn't
that cool?
That's freaking awesome, right?
Yeah.
And so he says, I've already been 12 years in the pool industry working for a well-known equipment manufacturer, and I recently decided to pivot my career and start a pool service business. Although we have about 5 to 6 million in-ground pools in Western Europe, the pool service industry is little to not existent here. The job done by the builders, poorly and expensively most of the time, or by the owner himself. So I believe that there is white space to take care with a dedicated professional and not over-expensive pool service here. As you understand, my main competitor here is not another pool service company, but rather a DIY pool maintenance. So I came up with the idea of building a time and cost calculator for a DIY maintenance that would consider the cost of products, tools, and chems, but also the consequences of bad chemistry and related premature wear and tear on surface finish, salt cells, sensors, pumps, etc. Knowledge of the pool pros when it comes to chemistry here is low, resulting for the poor owner with a pool algae problem to be sold inefficient yet expensive chemical products to try to cure the water, but that will eventually make it worse. I'd like to suggest a topic for a future episode of the podcast, why smart pool owners cannot afford to not have a professional pool service agreement. Thanks for the consideration, Matt. So, Matt, I just wanted to reply to you a couple things. Like John was saying, it's pretty freaking awesome all the way from Switzerland. I think there's a huge opportunity into what you're talking about. And that's going to be the topic of our next podcast next Friday.
Dude, I was so excited when you called and you told me, right, about that. I was like, dude, what a perfect topic.
Yep.
And I mean, we can probably do 10 podcasts on that topic if you really think about it. But not only does it apply for him out, across the pond, right, over the Atlantic, but it applies to everybody else here because there's a bunch of DIY, right? I always say DIY, 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 or DIY, whatever the hell it is. Yeah.
No, DIY. Do it yourselfers.
Oh, do it yourself. See, look,
DIY.
It's my dyslexia. That's
it's all right. I can never say PC.
Anyways,
is it PTSD? I always say PT.
Yeah, leave the pool service to the professionals, right?
The pros.
And I think and that's our whole. I mean, that's a lot of what we do in our mission. And
yes.
It shouldn't even be a question. It's like I look at it, and this someone might look at me and go, dude, that might be a little extreme there, JJ. But it's like would you ever attempt to play doctor or do surgery or do something like that? Absolutely not, right? That's not even a question. Like, oh, should we even? No. And I think pool services is
John only plays one on Fridays.
no, doctors on Wednesday. UPS delivery, Amazon delivery drivers on Friday.
Sorry, John, you're pitched
Yeah.
it underhand. I had
did.
to.
I did. And we haven't talked about Role Play Friday.
Doctor.
I think it's been a couple of years. You know what I mean?
See, I'm burdened.
But it's true, and I think this is such a. I don't even know why it's even a topic of discussion, right? And we need to do a better job explaining that, I guess, and people need to understand so that the masses don't hurt themselves, right?
Absolutely.
That's the most important thing. Our number one responsibility is safety when we go into the backyard.
Yep.
Safety, and there is so much that is involved with that unless you are a professional, you are in no position to maintain or service a pool. So that's just my personal opinion.
All right. I agree with 100%. So that'll be our next topic. All right. So let's kind of come back over here. And I know we're kind of a little bit off track. I'm going to jump in here. And what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to talk about the next 2 points really quick, John, and then I'm going to throw the third one over to you. So a couple of things that we're going to do right off the bat is obviously, what's that?
I see what you're doing there, right? You're like, look, I'm going to skip you, John, because you talk too much. And I'm going to talk about these really quick so we get through them.
No, because we're at 56 minutes.
See, exactly.
So
I'm too fast.
So
I talk too much.
So we're looking at setting SMART goals, and I know you're passionate about the setting of the SMART goals, and there's a true tried method to creating SMART goals, and I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that people just think you set a goal, you check off all the tasks, and you're done. But it's not. If you truly use the right method, there's a accountability piece to it. There's a measurement piece to it. And at the end of that goal, if you're not learning what it is that you're doing in that goal, then really you're just checking off tasks, and that really kind of defeats the purpose. So John was really passionate. And when we did something, we had to incorporate the SMART goal method. So that's the first thing that we're going to do in January. Business owners are going to have to set 2 goals. It'll be a personal goal, a business goal. So what will happen is we'll do the SMART goal training. We'll show you the Peak Planner software where you're going to be entering all this information. You'll be able to do that. And that'll be kind of the homework going into the next one, John, which I think is going to be a biggie, because obviously we talk about starting to get into financials, and a lot of pool pros and a lot of business owners are always afraid to kind of stick their hands into the financials, right? It's one of those things that's easy to just kind of shove off to the corner because you don't feel comfortable with it. It's not in your comfort wheel, so you don't play with it. But in that Q2, what's going to happen is we really are going to start to dive into, the financials and learning about all the lingo about financials and all that kind of stuff. And it'll be a 2-part piece. So we'll start getting into that. We'll start talking about what I want you to talk about, John, and that is kind of in that second meeting when we really start talking about the KPIs for businesses and the importance of them.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, and they do go hand in hand, right? You got goals and you got KPI, and they're almost the same thing in a certain way if you really think about it. If you don't have, it's almost like if you don't have goals, right, and if you don't have any KPIs, right, if you're not trying to achieve something or you're not measuring something, then you're literally just flying by the seat of your pants, right? And you're just kind of going with the flow. And you kind of said what you said before, a lot of companies, and we've talked about this at the beginning podcast, where people just kind of get cash flow drunk, and you got money coming in, but you just don't know, but that money's not necessarily yours, right? And that money needs to go somewhere. And at the end of the year, what's important, or at the end of the month, what's important is that NOP, right? That net operating profit, and how much money you actually get to put back into your business, right? Or into your bank account, into investment or to savings. So in order to make growth, right? Or to initiate growth, or to have some form of success, You have to have some key performance indicators, right? And there's things that you need to look at your business, and I'll go through them real quick. And it's like cost per pool, right? Profit per pool, revenue per employee, right? Customer retention rate, chemical usage. Those are the things that you need to take action on, or you need to have an understanding or be able to speak on, or else you're never going to improve them. Because at the end of the day, if we're not making money, right, then what are we doing? So KPIs and goal settings is I think probably the two most important things we can start off with, and that's why we're doing it first and foremost with the goal. Because again, what are we all doing this for? Whatever it may be, are we? You were gonna say something, Edgar?
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. I was talking and I was muted. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is so obviously we go into KPI mode, and that's kind of one of the next exercises is they're going to have to choose a couple of KPIs that they're going to start to track at that point. So you go Q1, you're setting these goals. Q2, we're kind of starting about these financial KPIs to be able to drive your business. You're going to have to create those KPIs, start to put them into play. At that stage, what they're going to do is they're really going to start to have to get their financials ready for the next class in June, right? And so now we have a little bit of a track. We're going to give them homework onto how it is that they need to track their expenses, how they need to categorize things, and education on that with the KPIs. And then when we move into June, John, Zach, we're going to go into exactly what we're talking about with these KPIs. They're going to come over, take a financial business class. They're going to plug all those numbers into our software. And what's going to happen is by the end of the class, they're going to have their true cost of service, their profit per pool, their cost of service. It's going to create a simple profit and loss. And we're going to start with smaller, simple profit and loss, but they'll have a profit and loss on their business that they will be able to see financially where they're at. Now, the one thing that I want to talk about is it's going to be June. And you know what happens to us in June? Man, we're really busy, right? We're busy crunching, running our businesses, doing all that. But one of the reasons that it's really important for us to do this exercise in June is your numbers are going to be from May. They're not going to be from June, right? Because you need to bring your numbers and you need to bring all that. What happens in our businesses is our businesses a lot of times tend to be a lot less profitable, not always, but become a little bit less profitable during those months because our chemical cost goes up, the overtime creeps in, all these other things of the busy time. And so what we want is for everybody to get a realistic picture of those months that are the crazy months so that they can understand that. Because if you go into December, how much chemicals are you using now, John, Zach?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
I mean,
right?
definitely less than July,
less.
June.
So you don't have that expense, so your profits are going to be a little bit better. So what we don't want is for them to get a fake realization of what those numbers are like, right? Because then when you come June, July, August, September, a lot of those costs are going to go up. So during that month of June is when we're going to do this exercise. And at this point, now they have a really clear picture of where they're at. They have their KPIs to start I can't speak, that they can track those KPIs, and now they know their financials. And then Zach, in September?
So in September, we're going to jump in and start focusing on the employee side of things. And we're going to talk about the employee life cycle. And I think most of the people that are going to be in this group are kind of pursuing growth. And at some point, they're going to have to engage with employees. And the reality is, if you want to grow, you have to have people that are willing to do the job. It can't just be you all the time. So you have to be able to find people that you trust to do a quality job, that are reliable, that can successfully deliver your service. And in order to do this, it's like John always talks about, like, you have to understand people in some way. And so when we get into September, we're going to talk about that cycle of attracting, hiring, kind of how do you determine the fit or not, retaining them, why should someone stay, motivating them, and then, like, ultimately, how do you create a career for them, and then offboarding. I think that's something that a lot of people don't really consider, and that's what it is. It's a life cycle. In most cases, people are going to come, and at some point, they're going to go for whatever reason. Maybe it's better opportunity, maybe it just didn't work out. So we're going to really sit down and dive into this topic, and we're going to learn about it. We're going to answer questions. We're going to address concerns so that the attendees or the members can start implementing those things in their business and be better prepared to start taking on employees or growing more employees.
Yeah. And then from there, we're going to close off. So this year, the Pool Nation Conference is going to be again at the PSP Expo, but this year it's going to be in October. It's normally in November, but this year it's going to be in October. They're kind of pushing up those dates. So we're going to close that off. And the people from the Pool Nation Business Matrix are going to have a certain education there that is going to be specific just for them. So it's going to be a small training class of about 18 to 20 people, but they're going to get some of this training that is a lot more in-depth one-on-one. Some of these classes are going to be 2 hours long, right? Versus the typical 1.5 hours, because they're going to go a lot more in depth to follow the pattern of what we want to do for them to be able to take that and implement that the next day. So, Zach, let me ask you, I think we're running out of time, but I have two more questions. I have one for you and one for John. So how do you think the community aspects of the business matrix is going to, add some value for those people?
So in my experience, peer-to-peer learning is one of the most powerful things that can be done. And if we talk about accountability, it can't just be us holding each other, like holding people accountable. It's got to be the group holding each other accountable. And it's just something about when you're learning with peers, you tend to be more engaged. You kind of have like this set of people that you don't want to let down. So you want to make sure that you're keeping up with the group, and everyone depends on your input and your feedback. And that's the thing. Everyone's had different experiences. They have different insights, perspectives. And we've seen it. I don't know how many stories we can tell about people providing a solution to a problem for someone else that they had experienced before, and they came up with like a creative way to overcome it. And that's what it's all about. And then just networking, we talk about it all the time. That is a super powerful thing. You'll build relationships. And the thing is that when you become friends and peers, like these relationships should last a lot longer than the group. These are lifelong things that you develop.
Absolutely. So John, let me ask you, what would you say to somebody that's on the fence about signing up for the Pool Nation Business Matrix?
I got to keep it PG or what? Look, I'm just going to be
after my story of the beginning.
Right, that's true, right?
Yeah. Now you have to, because we've reached the threshold.
Look. I'll be honest, and which I always am, and I strive to be, right. And sometimes I'm a little too honest, and I might rub people the wrong way. But time is money, and there's no point in fluff and bullshitting anybody. Look, if you're on the fence about spending $99 to be a part of a group that's going to teach you how to be, better at your job, right, and understand and be more profitable and successful, then you might not be the right person for the group. I'll be honest. We have done everything in our look. This isn't just something that we just came up with because we wanted to come up with, right? This is our whole mission and our whole goal at Pool Nation, right, is to provide and to give what everybody has been asking for and has wanted, right? So we are trying to, turn one of many voices into one voice. And we believe that the service industry, and I've preached it and I'll say it again, right? We deserve a spot at the table, right? Too long has it been, where the service industry is like the grunt of the litter. I believe that we are equally as important as every other portion or aspect of our industry, whether it's vendors, whether it's manufacturers, whether it's builders, whether it's distributors. We all are equally as important in this industry. And what we've been hearing from everybody over the years is, right, this is what you want, this is what you need, this is what you understand, this is what's needed. So here we are providing it for you. And we are giving it to you at what it's, I mean, these types of classes and courses and things that you're going to be learning is what some companies that I've been a part of before in the past that pay tens of thousands of dollars for their managers and to go and attend these types of classes, to be able to learn these types of skills, where you now have the ability to do it for next to nothing, right? And then not only that, open yourself up to an opportunity where you can actually make money from being in, not just by the stuff you're going to learn, right? And become a better businessman, woman, family man, family woman, have more time with your people, be more successful in your job, feel better when you're going out there and making those decisions, you know, have a better day while you're busting your ass out there. But you're actually literally going to be making money if you take advantage of some of these things that you do and you use on a daily basis, like equipment and stuff like that. So it's an absolute no-brainer. And if that doesn't make enough sense, or you know, you're still on the fence about it, then you might not be ready for it, right? Because we want real people that want to actually better themselves, right? That are serious about what they're doing. And that's why Edgar was talking about accountability and why we're setting goals and why we're following up with people. You know, our time is important too. You know, we've donated thousands of hours of our time to try to help and give back to the community and to our industry that has been so good to us, right? For the better vision, you know, that we all have. And I don't want to waste any time talking or helping or training anybody that isn't going to put the effort into it, right? So I would imagine anybody who listened to this or anybody who's been listening to us over the years knows that this is a perfect opportunity. Before, it was a matter of time usually, and a matter of like being able to fly out to trainings, be able to do things every single month or whatever it may be. We have trimmed this and made it the most impactful, right? And most value you can possibly get in a short period of time. And I think each and every one of us can find time to invest $100, right? So that they can better themselves in a little bit of time when we do our video or our conferences. So if you guys are still on the fence, and after this, I don't know, you know, maybe you're not ready to take it to the next level. I don't know. Then to be honest, you know, and again, you know, this blows my mind. You know, I have these conversations with people and I talk to them and then they go, oh no, you know, yeah, I need this. Or John, I've been talking to somebody for, you know, a week and gone over, you know, 5 hours worth of conversation with them. And then I say, hey, look, you know, we have a training that's coming up, a completely free training that's right in your area. You know, it's only going to be at X amount of time. And then go, yeah. Oh no, I don't have time to go there and I don't have time to do it. You know, that's the type of shit that really frustrates me. So we tried to make this as easy as possible for everybody. There's only a limited amount of spots. I hope you guys sign up for it because it's going to be one hell of a ride. So that's my take.
Mr. Brett, big shout out to you out there. Janie was making fun of me because I couldn't speak there for a minute. Zach, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'll just be real quick. I mean, I know it's the same for all of us, but I get tons of calls throughout the year and people that want to, you know, talk shop, talk business, things they're going through, struggles they're encountering, or they're looking to develop this or that, and spend hours of time having these conversations. And I'm always happy to do so, but I would love to see people take it a step further than just the conversation. And that's why I'm super excited about this program. And I think anyone who is really motivated to take their business to the next level, like this is going to be the thing to do that. And it's one thing to say like, you know, okay, this year I want to work on this, or I have this goal to yourself, and then the year goes by and it's like you don't necessarily get it done. But when you commit to something like this and you commit to your peers, you end up finding the time, or you end up working long hours to get things done, to actually implement these things that we're working on. And these are things that you'll be able to start implementing instantly, and you're working on your business. This is a perfect time to make that commitment that as you're going through this, you're going to be learning these things, you're going to have these tools, and you're going to be bettering your business throughout time. And we've only dropped this year's topics. Like there's more that's going to go on. There's more things that we're going to dive into. So if you're on the fence and you're ready to grow, I say this is going to be something very important to take advantage of. And it, like John said, it's limited.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, gentlemen, let's do this. Let's take a final word from our sponsors. When we come back, we want to get your final thoughts.
The Hyper Pole from Ultimate Pool Tools is a pool care pole designed by pool professionals for pool professionals, featuring precision crafted carbon fiber and stainless steel construction. Go to ultimatepooltools.com or Instagram at Ultimate Pool Tools. Pool pros have specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. Now available, Pool Invoice. Pool Invoice is a pool billing software created specifically for the pool service and repair industry. It's developed for our industry and only our industry. Pool Invoice is built with recurring billing in mind. You can print, email, text invoices, or even send via WhatsApp. You can add reoccurring or yearly charges, accept credits, and set up autopay. You can even see when customers have seen the invoice. It even has a customer portal where they can log in and see, print, and pay invoices. It has all your customers' information on one page, so you don't need to search through hundreds of invoices looking for the one you need. Just go to the customer profile and it's all at your fingertips. Created specifically for the pool industry, Pool Invoice. Now available at poolinvoice.com. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Aquastar's new pipeline cartridge filters, available in 2 sizes, deliver top-notch hydraulic efficiency along with best-in-class filtration performance, approaching that of DE filters. Uniquely designed, open pleat spacing means 100% of the media square footage is usable. And these claims are backed by NSF test results. Designed with the pro's time and comfort in mind, the patented double locking system improves safety and ease of access, making filter cleaners faster than ever before. Available now. Ask your supplier for pipeline filters today.
Natural Chemistry, a leader in specialty water care solutions for over 30 years, is proud to provide products that make pool service easier than ever before. Its unique enzyme formulations in Pro Series Pro Blend improve efficiency of your pool program while reducing frequency of filter cleaning and scum lines. Natural Chemistry is also well known for its wide variety of phosphate removal solutions that include a non-clouding formula in Phos-Free and extremely high range removal with Pro Series Phos Remove or Phos-Free Max. Save time, save money, save work with Pro Series products. Stop sacrificing durability or efficiency with the help of Raypak's new Avia HD models that utilize NITEC, their exclusive industry-first technology. NITEC heat exchanger technology is Raypak's latest solution to superior strength and maximum efficiency when it comes to residential pool heating. With 900% more nickel compared to copper nickel in critical surfaces, NITEC creates an ideal surface to protect against scale formation and erosion without compromising on Avia's 84% thermal efficiency. Learn more at raypak.com/NITEC. The next evolution in lighting is here. Universal Color Logic 2.0 from Hayward. The latest in pool and spa lighting was designed with you in mind, making installation a breeze. Upgrades include a detachable cord and first-of-a-kind adjustable lower catch to overcome variations in plaster thickness. As always, Universal Color Logic lights retrofit into virtually any in-ground pool or spa while delivering industry-leading, vibrant color. Visit Hayward.com to discover more.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. I don't know why these two boys hide every chance that they get at the
Because I get called a creep no matter what I do, so I have
they
to
just
go
go and they
hide.
hide. They turn off their cameras and they're like, "Oh, let me turn off my camera and not be online." So, I do want to say we have some exciting stuff for 2025 with regards to some content as well. I'm not sure I told you this, John, but I think I told Zach, but I was talking to Twinscapes, and those are those hydraulic pools where the floors go down and come back up. And they kind of reached out. We had a great conversation yesterday. We're going to do some content with them.
Ginkgo biloba.
Ginkgo biloba, I did tell you. Okay, so just
I think we talked for like 45 minutes yesterday about it.
I couldn't remember. It would be funny. It would be funny if you would have said yes, and then Zach would have said, "Oh, you never told me."
That would have been scary.
That's awesome. So no, really excited to get together with them. They have a pool out here close to us that is actually a hotel. So we're going to get to go out and go shoot some content. We'll have them on. Excited
Can we
to
stand
talk
on the
about them.
floor as it goes in.
Yeah, you
and
just have to have your bathing suit on.
submerge.
So go work out, get that 6-pack going,
Sure.
so that you can.
There's no hope for that.
So, but anyways, Zach, let me get your final thoughts.
So I think I pulled a John here, and before the break, I gave my final thoughts.
You did, huh?
I did.
I know. I
But
noticed that.
so now my final thoughts will be, if you
He
have
stole
any
that from you too.
if you have any questions on the group, if you're interested and you're just on the fence or not quite sure, don't understand it fully, definitely reach out, because we are more than happy to go over it with you, answer any questions you have about it, see how it could apply and impact your business. And so all I'd say is reach out. And then the last thing I'll leave it with is, like, I'm sorry about my eyes. Apparently that's a thing.
Did you see how he turned off the light from in front of him so it wasn't that obvious, and now his
Yeah.
face is really dark?
Yeah.
That
So I'm
didn't
gonna
help,
work-
Zach, by the
I'm-
way.
I'm going to work on it. I don't know what to do. We're going to get on a call here and we're going to figure this out.
It's easy. It's easy, brother. Just the camera just needs to go a little bit higher right in the front of your face. That's all. There you go. Perfect. Boom. Solved the issue right there.
Okay. I'll work on
John,
it.
final thoughts.
Yeah.
Other than
Look,
getting him to fix his camera.
right. No, look, I think, no, I just want to reiterate kind of what I said earlier, and then talk a little bit about, how excited I am about finishing off the year and then what we have in store for 2025. We never bullshit anybody, and we're straight shooters, and everything we've set out to do and we said we were going to do, we've always done. This year, guys, hold on to your shorts. Next year, hold on to your shorts. It's going to be fun.
Because we haven't been able to talk about all this stuff.
I know, and every time we have a meeting or every time we talk and we put our heads together to try to figure things out, and everything that you guys are going to be learning here, we do and we practice on a daily basis, right? These are the things as Pool Nation. We don't just go through things willy-nilly and just say, how about this, or let's just throw this on the wall and whatever and see what. No, everything is strategic. Everything is planned. There's a reason behind everything that we do. And it goes with one of our core values, right? If it doesn't better the industry, if it doesn't make sense, we just don't do it. And this is next year, the stuff we have in store for everybody, I think is going to be great. And hopefully we're going to be able to reach a lot more people, and a lot more people are going to be able to benefit from it, or at least hopefully get something out of it and give themselves a voice and learn more. As far as the business matrix, man, I kind of said, and I'll say it again, look, it's a no-brainer. We have thousands of people that listen to us and follow us, and that we've had the pleasure to meet over the years, and and play a small part in their lives, and them play a small part in our lives, or a big part, however it may be. We've never steered anybody wrong. I think it's pretty clear, after going in 5 years, what our intentions are, right? Our intentions are to help our brothers and sisters out there, and to make our industry a little bit better, and to build a community, so that we can all thrive. And the Matrix is a small piece of that. And I hope all our listeners and the people that can do it, give it a shot, because I promise you it'll be worth your time. We've put a lot of effort, a lot of money, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in order to put this together for you guys. And it is going to pay for itself, time after time after time, 10, 20, 50, 100-fold. If you utilize the skills and you learn them and you embrace them, and then you implement them in your business, you'll see a change from day one. I'm excited to see you guys. I'm looking forward to everybody that's already signed up. If you are on the fence, shoot me a message. You go on my Instagram, you have my number, shoot us an email, john@poolnation.com. If you have any questions about it, and I'll be happy to connect with you guys. But let's go.
Sounds good. So if everybody wants to check it out, go to poolnation.com. Obviously, our website, you'll be able to see a big button that says on there, the Pool Nation Business Matrix. Jump on there. Maria, got your message. Save one spot for you. Done. I will do that for you. I'll make sure that's going to be set up for you right there. And we'll go from there. Zach's over there making fun of me, sending me messages.
Yeah, I know. I was laughing.
I just saw that. That's why I was a little distracted. I'm like, So anyways, I hope that everybody has a great weekend. Looking forward to it. John, you and I will be live next Wednesday, right?
Yes, sir.
Next Wednesday we'll be live. The one after that is actually the 25th. So it's crazy. It's going to be Christmas the week after that, like Zach was saying. So it's absolutely insane. So anyways, really excited about it. And I think maybe next week we can start talking about all the stuff that we have for 2025. I think we might be able to spill the tea.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's close to January, right?
I think so.
So, hey, I'll tell
we can start dripping a little bit.
Everybody that's listening, if you want to know what we're up to in 2025 and everything that we have going on, we are going to.
Well, not everything, a good portion of it. A portion of it.
A good portion of it?
A portion of it. We can't let everything out the bag.
We can't let everything out the bag?
Not everything, but we'll give enough to satisfy them.
That's true, because there's some things that we're going to be doing kind of mid to end of the year that we haven't talked about it on. We can't talk about those yet because it's not completely finalized, but we could drop a lot of things that we're going to do. We can talk about our schedule of the boot camp.
Oh, for sure.
We talk about our new sponsors.
Our new sponsors, our new partners. Yep.
We're going to talk about the lineup for 2025 that we have coming up, some of the content that we have coming up, all that fun stuff. So stay tuned. Listen next Friday. We won't talk about it on the Instagram Live. It'll be on the next podcast that we do. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Gentlemen, we'll catch you on the next one.
See you.
Bye.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to the Pool Nation podcast, a member of the Pool Nation family. You can listen to us live every Friday here at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. You can find us at Pool Nation or poolnationpodcast.com, on Facebook, or on Instagram at pool.nation. And to find more info about Pool Invoice, the billing software built specifically for the pool industry, go to poolinvoice.com. Before you go, this is what the pool industry has been waiting for. PoolmanUniversity.com. It's the first platform dedicated to learning the swimming pool service and repair industry, a pool service community where you can connect and find videos on business, service, water chemistry, and repairs. See you there at PoolmanUniversity.com.